Hello everybody and welcome to a new Let's Play. I know it's been a long time coming, and I know people were probably like, oh, I wonder if he's ever going to really do this, for once again. Yes, we are going to be doing Final Fantasy VI. I almost said 3. Why? Mostly due to the fact that this is actually a very important game to me, actually. Now, this isn't anything like old school for me. This is like maybe when I was 15, 16. But just like Final Fantasy V, this actually holds a very special place in my heart. And I hope I could share a couple moments with you guys, and we could all learn something new together from carrying on with Final Fantasy VI and the Final Fantasy tradition. For those who don't know, I've done Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 9 blind on my YouTube channel, and it was on my Twitch, so you guys get a live stream of this. Too bad that my Elgato doesn't really like the live stream. I would have done this easily for you guys. But, anyways, I'll probably do a rerun of this later on stream. But, for those who are here on YouTube and want me to do another legit Let's Play, let's begin with Final Fantasy VI. This is also a wonderful time for me. Sorry guys, I probably should have set that up beforehand. But yeah, no, this is a very, very exciting game for me. I've known about sorry, my voice skyrocketed right there. I've known about Final Fantasy VI for a long time before I bought it on the PS3 slash, Wii, yeah, the Wii, because it was on the Wii U. I knew about this game for a long time, and one of the people I really have to give credits to, and one of the people that I first started to watch on YouTube, actually, that wasn't, like, well, she's a main Let's Player and stuff, but she's not really talked about too much, is the person I had to pay immense credit for is Edo Bean on YouTube. For those who have not looked her up at all or seen her, she was in the Smash Bros. Tournament for the Roma Guys, if people watch the Roma Guys at all. Now, granted, I haven't played Final Fantasy VI in... okay, I should just clarify this. I haven't played Final Fantasy VI all the way through for at least, 2-3 years. So, this is going to be kind of a professional run, kind of not. I'm not going to lie, I've played it recently, but I only played the first little bit of it. I only made it to, South Figaro's city. So this is going to be brand new, and also, this intro is very long. Let's skip it. Thank God my PS3 controller actually took my input correctly. So, I'm going to turn up the volume and just tab it so you can hear it. But this is how Final Fantasy VI starts. Pretty cool. And for those who don't know, this game was the first Final Fantasy game that introduced probably the swap mechanic, I think. Yeah, because not really any other Final Fantasy to that point did a swap mechanic. And this came out in 94. Huh. I'm assuming that's the PS1 version, unless that's the actual version, because 94. I wasn't born yet, regardless. But anyways, let's begin with Final Fantasy VI. Or, I said this already. Redundant's redundant! Who would have spunked it? So, this is obviously the PS1 version. This has a lot of new bonuses, like here. You can go into, the beast scenario and other things like it. But we're going to cover this in a very later part of this Let's Play. Mostly due to the fact that there's not really anything to talk about, at least not that I know of. So, save slots and memos. Memos are kind of like a quick save, you just really want to get out. But, we're starting a new game. And we're going to meet one of the most interesting ways to start a Final Fantasy game, actually. This is a lot better than the intro to, Final Fantasy 4. Because 4 sets up the plot pretty easily for you, but it's not anything, spectacular. 6, on the other hand, kind of sets the mood of the game really well, where it's a high-tech war, basically. Where, steam runs everything, gunpowders, explosives, and apparently it's been going on for a couple thousand years. If people don't know, this is a very interesting game because, Final Fantasy's been known for magic, right? As it says here. But no one's been able to cast magic. There's only a select few. I'm not going to go over much detail of this, but I'll at least give you guys, like, a little bit of a commentary, just because, you know, it's been quite some time since I talked to you guys via recording. So, I'm recording this on New Year's, too, so why not kick off New Year's, technically, with a Let's Play that I'm not going to be able to record for a long, extensive period of time later on. But I at least want to get a lot of it done. Final Fantasy VI is such a beautiful game. It is straight up one of the, like, for the Super Nintendo in particular, is one of the most gorgeous games to play on the original Super Nintendo. There's the town. Hard to believe that an Esper has been found intact there. I can't read because I'm a slow reader. I'm not gonna read. You guys have eyes. You guys have eyeballs. But yeah, Final Fantasy VI is one of the games that I know quite a few things about, actually. I don't know everything. I'm not super informative when it comes to stuff like this. But I'm going to at least make you guys at least... Bleh. I'm going to make you guys at least a bit aware of Final Fantasy VI and what it does. The slave crown, her robe... She follows orders. So yeah, we're basically someone who doesn't have control over their own free will right now. I say right now, that's going to change relatively soon. But anyways, for those who've paid attention to my Final Fantasy and my knowledge of this game begins with one of the most gorgeous but depressing themes in the entire Final Fantasy series. It starts off with Terra's theme. Gonna let you guys listen to this for a bit. Okay, I think that's enough for you guys. I am sorry, but this is such a lovely theme to kick off this game in. It's slow, it's depressing, it sets the mood for just kind of like a mystery kind of adventure. Like, you don't really know, except you're working with people with magic armor. It just brings this livelihood out of a depressing feeling. Plus, you know, snow, the winter, the cruel up north. You know, it just kind of goes to show, like, this game is not super lighthearted at all. This game actually is really dark. And in truth, I don't normally like dark games, but I feel Final Fantasy VI does it in such a way where it feels like it's dark, but you're trying to provide hope for people who don't have hope. It's not going to become apparent until probably very later in the Let's Play, but this is the most amazing way to start out a Final Fantasy game. Sadly, this is not my favorite Final Fantasy game, but, you know, we can't all win at times, right? So this first part is just going to be me kind of gushing about the game, going over a little bit mechanic-wise, that you won't see anything outside the beginning. But I believe this is probably one of the best times to say, guys, I love doing Let's Plays for you guys, especially games like these. No point sensing. I can't read. I don't generally read my Let's Plays. So, to start out with, I do not like this setup. I'm going to go straight into this, and we're going to change our special effects. Now, granted, I'm going to have a couple of you guys voice your opinions on this, but the one I always go for is always, actually, 3. 3 looks the most eye-pleasing to me. And the windows, which you could change. Just change the outlook of it a tiny bit. There, let's make it look like, you know, kind of like crystallized water. Because if people don't know about this game, this is a huge plot element with crystals. And not just crystals as in, like, the treasure of the 4 elements, like it is in Final Fantasy 1. Or in Final Fantasy 5, where there's 4 crystals and each one's bared by a hero. There's just a lot of stasis, I guess you could say, in this game. For those who don't know, we'll cover that later on. But for right now, let's go through the town and get our Esper. Imperial Magitech armors. That's what we're riding in. And let's say hello to an awesome battle theme. Come on, kick up. You know, doesn't sound like much. It really isn't much. But this song is one of the weirdest songs that I've ever listened to, and I love it to pieces. So, as you can tell, we all have Magitech armor, so we can all use beams of varieties. Question mark, question mark, question mark has a fair amount of other variety of beams. But, really, you're not going to use anything outside of, like, Fire Beam or Bolt Beam, which is the equivalent of, like, Fire, Ice, and Thunder spells in this game. So, let's carry on. You know, they're defending their town. We're just being absolute jerks with this. We're just coming in. It's like, we want what we want. Get out of our way. So, we got introduced to the humans and got introduced to the wolves. The Lubos. Lobbles. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyways, you know, Fire Beam just kind of solves everything. Does a lot of work. You don't have to do a whole lot of work outside of that, now do we? Now, can I see these attacks for the Magitech armor? I believe I can, because I want to go over question mark, question mark, question mark. You know, not the character, because we're going to have plenty of time to do that later. But I want to show off certain things about the... You know, I guess I could do in the battle. We're not going to get hit that much. There are things in Final Fantasy VI that don't really show up in other Final Fantasy games, unless you're talking about 5. So, Fire, Ice, Bolt, Bio. Bio is poison. Confuser is obviously what you think it is. Doesn't work all the time. Tech Missile, which is a gravity-based skill. It does basically a fixed percent of the damage of each character. And then X Factor. X Factor is... I don't remember. I think that's just a straight-up instant kill move. But anyways, let's just finish this battle. Also, I just got a message. That's not important. I also realized something that I didn't fix in my streams of Final Fantasy V, which I will do recordings of. I'm sorry, just really bad time with the Final Fantasy thing. We'll do recordings of that later. But there is something I noticed in Final Fantasy V that I didn't really notice until much later in the stream playthroughs. If we go into... Where the hell are we going for this? Oh, does this one not do it? It should. No. Control... No, I'm using one controller. Guard, command set, short, no. Oh, here we go. Active. Battle mode. I kept it on wait, and that kind of messes me over because I'm so used to the Super Nintendo versions where it's active. So you have to actively think about what you're doing. You don't stop and think. You gotta just boom, boom, boom. You gotta think about it on the spot. I will change that in later recordings of Final Fantasy V, just telling you guys right now. If you want the pure experience of Final Fantasy, put it on active. Don't put it on wait. I would say put on wait if you're like new to the series and you don't really know what to do with it. But I've played Final Fantasy. I'm kind of a veteran. That's not why. So, let's begin the madness that is Final Fantasy VI. I should probably describe what pincer attack is. This actually is kind of important, and you definitely need to know it later. Basically, when you're pincer attacked, or when you pincer attack an enemy, whatever the back sprite is, you'll do more you'll do more damage to the person who is facing away from one of the characters. It's always a three-person grid. So 2 people on the right, 1 person on the left. So it does bring up a couple ideas of fighting, which I believe Final Fantasy VI is the first one that ever did that. And, you know, preemptive strikes, back ambushes and stuff like that still exists. I stuttered right there. Whoops, I stutter a lot. My mistake. I could talk. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna run into quite a few monsters and sprites that you haven't seen in Final Fantasy games since Final Fantasy VI. Because 6 is the last one to use sprites. And it had some pretty unique sprites too at that. But anyways, we got Vemits, like, they're mammoths. I think in the original translations of 6, they called it mammoth. So mammoth and guards. Well, you're gonna die because we got fire. Burn! I also want to drink a bit of my water. I did generally do this. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, just let me whistle a bit. Sorry. It's back to fun times. Back to fun times! Woohoo! You know, as fun as an RPG for some people it could be. Except, I really don't think people give RPGs enough credit, though. Because, like, I just like it from a technical point, because you gotta think how many years and hours, like countless hours and sleepless nights you gotta put in for this kind of stuff. It just baffles my mind, and just to know I can enjoy stuff like this is just impressive. So, anyways, have I told you guys the music's awesome in this game? Because it really is. So, here's a save point. I do not need to know what a save point is, because I use them quite frequently in Final Fantasy VI. So, we started our journey. We did a butt-ton of things. And, you know what? I'm kind of glad with the progress we made. But, considering what's going to happen, I think I'm going to call it... No, I won't call it an episode for you guys. Because you know what? I like you guys. Plus, Final Fantasy VI is going to be one of the longer games I do, so... Maybe I'll go for 20 minutes per part, maybe I'll go for shorter, it depends on what's going to happen. This is going to be a legit Let's Play. This isn't going to be like a 4.5 hour stream for you guys. This is just going to be me trying to figure out how to do, how to Let's Play. How Let's Play, guys? How to Let's Play? Pretty much do nothing that I do. You know, the way that is, I've been told, like, I actually am a good Let's Player, it's just, I have horrible times trying to consider certain things. I generally try to stick with stuff that I know, and I try to give some info out that I know in general, but sadly enough, everything that I could give out for Final Fantasy VI will probably be general knowledge for the larger fan base of Final Fantasy and other things. But, here we go. Stand back. Wedge has got this. Whereas Biggs is just a stand back because Wedge is a bad guy. He's just a straight up bad guy. We won't hand over the Esper. Okay. Welk, get them? Weelk? Okay, that's weird. Anyways, say hello to the boss theme. I believe it's called the Mammoth Battle. This is an awesome boss fight to set the feel for this game. So Biggs just calls right out. Hold it. Think back to our briefing. What about it? Do you recall hearing a monster that can eat lightning? And stores it in energy in its shell? Right, so whatever you do not attack the shell. Alright. So yep, good hit. Don't attack the shell. Problem is, with a thing like this, you're going to make a mistake if you're not careful. So I'm going to just do roughly 2 hits. I'm not going to do any more, not going to get greedy. I'm going to have everyone heal the next turn. Why? Because there's a certain part of this fight where Mr. Welk over here is going to go retract into a shell. See? Grrr! He goes retract into a shell. Now, this is why you put on Active Battle. Active Battle, you could just sit in the menu and wait for him to come out of the shell. And then proceed to blast his brains out. Which we're going to do. Because he hurts if you use, if you attack the shell. If you attack the shell, he does a technique called Megavolt. Megavolt pretty much is going to guarantee one-hit kill someone. So we're going to go unleash everything. We're going to wail at him and hopefully get him down. I believe his actual elemental weakness is the bolt beam. So if you want to do a fair amount of damage, use bolt. But, you know, it's the first boss. It's not that tough. Like, who dies as the first boss? Input. video clip of me dying here. I'm not going to. That's just me being stupid about that. I think I actually do have video footage of me dying to a first boss in an RPG. There should be. Oh, hurry up! I put it on active. Hurry up. Thank you. Tech Missile. Bolt Beam. And Ice Beam, because we're not going to finish it off, probably. No, we should. 400. So we've roughly done, I want to say, 12,000 HP. Let's see if Volt actually does more damage. It looks pretty. Nope, it does about the same. Yeah, I got a potion and no experience because I think that's like one of the only bosses that don't give you experience in this game. Or gold. So, anyways, that was part 1 of Final Fantasy VI. I'll see you guys next